Hello, welcome to Painting with Jasmine Rempel Art. I'm Jasmine and today I want to make some bookmarks. I have some already completed little rose bookmarks with a bit of gold on them. I'm trying to show you the gold here, hoping it will glimmer in the light that I have. There it is, just along the edges of the roses. So that's the plan today. I already have one done on this side of my canvas board, and today I want to do one on the right hand side. So to do that, I have a lot of materials available here, and as I go along in this video, I'll be sharing with you the type of materials that I'm using. To start, I have paper, and so this is watercolor paper. What I use is for my bookmarks is Windsor Newton Professional, and I buy myself a little booklet of 20 sheets, and the sheets are basically 7 by 10 inch, and what I do is I just measure them into 2-inch sections and I cut them with my paper cutter, so I get 5 bookmarks from a sheet. That's been working well for me. I have a whole bunch cut right here and ready to go. Yes, when I'm finished my bookmarks, I have been laminating them. I have a little laminator at home, and then I add a tassel as well. I love to give these as gifts. So that's the paper. I've adhered my paper just to a little canvas board, an Artist Loft canvas board. I like to do that because I like to lift up what I'm working on. I have some brushes here, and really I'm just planning to use a number 4 brush. This is a round and a rigger brush. And I have some Daniel Smith paint. This is Windsor Newton Sap Green I'm planning to use as well. All right, I'll get started and I'll share more about what I'm using as needed as we go along. So the roses are really quite a fun project because I don't need to draw anything. I just get to paint. Here I have purple, I have purple pink, and more of a pink. So I'll probably stick to this theme. I'm reaching into my, I think I'll start actually with that nice pink. So this is Quinacridone Rose, and I'm reaching into this Daniel Smith palette and just putting some in this ceramic dish here that I like to use. I find ceramic works better for me than plastic or tin. For some reason the pigment seems to just flow more smoothly over the surface, so I'm really enjoying this particular palette. I'm not sure if this is actually called a palette. This is my palette of colors. This would be more like a mixing area. Okay, so my brush has some permanent rose on it. And all I do, I'll zoom in for you for this painting portion. All I do is I start with a little kind of a moon shape or a banana shape, and I bring that around using the side of my brush. You might want to practice this on sketch paper for a little while before putting it on any kind of higher quality paper so that you can get the hang of it. And what you're noticing here is that that's the tip of my brush, and then I press down a little harder as I was going along to get that thicker side. So that's just doing a bit of brush work. Now is when I want to be picking up my board. I want to work on this side. And so the tip of my brush pushing down and lifting up. I'm getting a little bit of water into this paint. All right, let's do that again. Tip, push, and lift. Turning it around. The same technique, really round and round, but getting larger and larger as we go around. And this is really quite relaxing to do, and you can see it's taking on the shape of a rose. No drawing needed, just a little bit of brushwork. And that one I'm pulling out even farther. I've turned my board the other way. I want to do one right here. And this is kind of by feel and by preference of where you want to do these. Maybe a little smaller one right in here. Gorgeous. And I think I'll do my last one right here, and I will call that good. It's uneven, and that is just fine with me because roses can be just that. I feel like one more here. All right, that balances it out better for me. Okay, there's one rose. Now I'm going to move into one down here. So I'll zoom out again so that you can see the whole thing. All right. I used just one color for this one. The one I have here and here, I have two different colors. I want to work with some purple. Okay, to do that, I'm going to take this Ultramarine Blue and pop some right in here. French Ultramarine, Daniel Smith. There we go. And a little more. Have to be brave to use my paint. I had an instructor in university when I took a painting class. Now this was oil painting and acrylic painting. She would say, you can't paint if you don't have paint. And how true is that? All right, so I've got that lovely blue there, and I'm going to put some here as well, and you will see why shortly. One of them, I'm going to leave this pure rose, pure blue, and then I'm going to do a mixture right here, at least for the time being. Sometimes by the time I'm finished painting, it's all a mixture in here. Okay, so there's some more ultra blue reaching into this permanent rose, and I'm just going to mix that right in there. Ooh, and there's a beautiful rich dark purple right there. That'd be very nice in the center of the rose. So let's carry some more. Yes, let's do that. I'd like a more of a burgundy one. So I've got my ultra. Let's go into this rose and let's pop more rose than blue in it. At this point, it's exactly the same value as the first one. Now it is a lot more of a burgundy color. Beautiful. All right. I like to just test the color there. Okay, so moving on into the middle rose. My brush is wet. I'm going to pick up some of that nice dark purple. That's a strong blue purple. And again, starting just in the center and starting to go around as I did before. All right, I'll zoom in for you again. Just added a little water to my brush just to have the water diluted a little bit as I go out to, oops, I have to make sure to keep my board on here, sorry. As I go out, I'd like a slight variation in value, a little bit lighter. So I want more water in the brush. And by the way, I am currently painting what's known as it is wet on dry. I've got a wet brush with wet pigment on it, and I am painting on a dry paper. I'm reaching into my pink, and so I've got a more pink color, and I'm going to pick some of that purple up and put it in here, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to have my next petal, oops, I'm so sorry. All right, let's do that again. My next petal, I'm fairly new to YouTube videos, so I'm going to back up because I feel like you did not see that. All right, here is this purple with this pink, so that I have a more of a pink purple. And I'm going to do my next few clusters of petals with this new color. There we go. And then I'll go back into my original purple and even connect some of those. Good. Connect some of those petals. I'm touching them so that the colors bleed together a little bit. I'm reaching into this burgundy color again and adding a bit more water. There. Oh, I like that. It's definitely dry in the center. It's not dry on the outside petals yet. I feel like I need one more right here, just a small one. Good. Okay, I'll let that dry. That's going to look really pretty when I add the gold. All right, my next one, why don't I aim for more of this blue? Let's start with the blue. I don't often see blue roses, but so maybe I'll do blue, a very blue purple over here. There we go. Nice. Okay. Here we are. Oh, just a little crescent shape or a banana shape, a rounded shape, and coming around and tip, press, tip. Again, I am going straight for that blue. Tip, press, tip. And a bit more of that purpley. And tip, press, tip. Gorgeous. Change it up again, a little more blue, tip. Okay, I'm tired of saying tip, press, tip, so you're probably tired of hearing it. I will stop. You get the idea, I'm sure. I am a primary school teacher, so you, you might get that sometimes. Okay. I like that blue. I'm going to take a little of the pink and put it here just to vary it up a bit. Why am I whispering? Well, I find that when I concentrate, I tend to go into a whisper sometimes. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. I feel like I don't want any more petals. I could, but I'll fill this in with leaves. So let's do that. Okay. I'll save all this color and I'm going to end up making another bookmark on my when I'm off screen. So this won't be wasted, all this beautiful color. Green. I've got here, as I mentioned, this lovely Sap Green, and I'm still using this same brush. This is my number 4 round. This is actually a Black Velvet Silver series, and I really enjoy using this brush. Okay, there's the Sap Green, nice and wet. And for the leaves, I don't draw them, I just paint them on. So basically I start with the tip of the brush and then I press down, and then I'll start with the tip, and again I'll press down and pull out, and there's a really simple little leaf. I'm going to get some blue in there And I have a new color-ish, newish. It's not going to be very different than the other. Just because I put blue, it'll be a little darker. Tip, push, and back to tip. Nice. This time I'm taking some of the green, and I happen to have some Cad Yellow left over here. Any yellow you have will do. I'm just going to mix that right in and get a more yellowed green. I like to vary things. Okay, so same thing, just push down, and well, that's a sweet little leaf right there, but I'm going to do the other side of it. I'm leaving a little white space between, just because it's the vein, and that's what it is. I've left white spaces between the petal, white spaces between the veins, and it just adds, it's just interesting. It's just an interesting style. It's kind of more stylized, I guess you might say. Okay, let's do the same thing. Tip with that press down and then back up into the tip. All right, I'm going to grab some more of that blue in there. And now I had yellow on my brush, so I'm adding blue to that yellow, and I'm going to get an even different type of green again. But overall, it's the same colors. So in other words, it's yellow and ultra blue and the sap green on every single leaf. So even though they're slightly different in their coloration, they're the same colors, so there'll still be unity throughout the leaves. Now I'm wanting more blue into, let's put it in this pool here. That's very blue now, and let's come into that sap green and let's pop that in there. And now I'm going to have this, just a sort of this deep forest green color. And where should this one go? Let's pop it up here in the pink. Wow, I love that. It's actually really fun to experiment with different greens. I did that once in a sketchbook, just honestly played forever with green. And there's so many variations you can make, and kind of looks a little more nature-ish to me. Nature, as we know, doesn't have one straight color in it. In the greens, it has multitudes and multitudes of varieties of greens. So let's have a look. Good, I like it. I like it. I hope someone else will like it. I hope you like it. If you're still with me and you're enjoying this, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love you can send me a message on YouTube. Some people do. They leave a little message just saying, hey, I'm here and I enjoyed this. Some people ask me some questions and I get back. I like to keep in touch, and some people just, I've been asking for feedback lately. I'm new in making tutorials, and it's nice to hear from people that they enjoy them. It just encourages me to keep going. So if you have the time, love to hear from you. If you don't, no problem. Just enjoy and move along in your happy creating world. Okay, there we go. There are some leaves. I think I'm going to move now into some splatter paint. So again, just using this happy number 4 brush, I'm going to reach into this pink, and I'm going to put pink on my brush. I need to cover up this side. I'm going to make sure that pink is dilute by adding more water to it. And then I'm just going to take my brush and I just basically tap the top of it near the surface of the paper, and if there's indeed enough pigment on the brush, I'm going to see some little splatters. And it just fills up a bit of the white space. I'll zoom in for you to see some of these splatters. There they are, and they will dry lighter and they will look pretty and festive. I'm going to pick another color now. I'm going into a purple and diluting it a little with water, and here I go. I'll splatter some purple on, being careful not to get it on this side, although it on the other side here, although it really wouldn't matter because there's splatters there too. Okay, I think that, so pink, I've got some purple, let's do some blue. Grabbing some of that blue, nice, and just a bit. Oh, so pretty. Okay, here is the last part of painting. Besides my signature, I like to put my initials. It's the gold, and this is called, I don't know how to pronounce it. Maybe I better learn here. Schmincke. It says Aqua-Bronze. It comes out in a lovely gold pigment. So this is actually a powder. I picked it up at Opus Arts. And I need to, what I do is I have to mix the powder with some water. So I am using my rigger brush right now, and I'm taking powder onto my brush, getting it wet so I can pick it up, and I'm adding this powder into the lid. Now I have water on my brush, and I'm picking up more water, and I'm just mixing in, I'm mixing my brush, my wet brush, into this dry metallic pigment powder. And it's going to create gold paint, basically. Now I have to test how it goes on. Sometimes I end up needing more of the powder, but let's give that a try. I'll do it from a distance and then I'll zoom in. So I'm just going along the edge of the flower in a few areas. Looks good, but I can tell I need more powder. So there's a little more powder with a tiny bit of water again. And this just takes time to figure out how to get the right consistency. But once you do, it's gold, literally. Well, not real gold. Okay, let me zoom in and do some more. All right. So pretty. Love, love, love. Gold on purple always looks so nice. I'm hoping you can see this. Sometimes I just have to look at the camera to be sure that you can see what I am seeing. So, aha, there it is, just on the edge there. This is something you'll need to try on your own. It may be a bit tricky to pick up in the actual video. Oh, there it is. Isn't that stunning? Okay, let's go down to this blue one. Do the same thing. This dark blue area will look great with a bit of gold there. And moving up to my pink one. I think this will be a very inspirational bookmark. Someone who loves to read might enjoy putting this within the pages instead of folding pages, as I admit I do fold pages. Okay, and I'm just flecking a bit of that gold here and there where the splatters are. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm putting on. Clean my brush. It'll need a better clean later. And I'm going to zoom out. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to need to blow dry this to be sure it's all dry. And then I'm going to need to remove the tape. So I'm just going to sign it. JR. I need to remove the tape. And to remove my tape, the type of tape I use, painter's tape from Amazon, and I need to get it hot so that when I peel it off, it doesn't rip my paper. So I'll come back to you in a moment. All right, this is now complete. What I'm going to do now is just cut the edges. Now, because this is watercolor and it took me some time, I do like to laminate my bookmarks. If I didn't protect them and somebody was, you know, having a tea while they read their book and got some on the watercolor, well, that would be the end of the beautiful bookmark. So I do laminate. I feel a little environmentally conscious about it, because of course I want to protect the environment. I have heard that some people use wax, so I'm considering looking into using wax. Okay, there we go. We have finished our beautiful bookmark. You can see that lovely gold shining. There it is. I think someone would be happy to receive that. And this one, as it turned out, was much lighter. And I did do one more actually. So there we go. So many colors that could be used. I hope you enjoyed yourself today, and I hope you're going to create your own. Happy creating. Bye for now.